Okay, so when you first hear about these new Trump accounts, you might think, oh, cool, a savings plan for kids. Pretty straightforward, right? But what if I told you that buried inside the rules is this incredible financial loophole? A strategy that could literally set up the next generation with a lifetime of tax-free wealth. You've probably seen the headlines, right? The government is giving $1,000 to newborns. Sounds nice, but what almost nobody is talking about is the secret feature baked right into this program. We're talking about a way for that money and any other money you put in to grow and eventually be withdrawn 100% tax-free for life. Yeah, so let's break this whole thing down. All right, first things first, let's cover the basics. What exactly is this new savings gift? Well, the whole idea was to give kids a financial head start, right from day one. So here's how it works. The government gets the ball rolling with a one-time $1,000 deposit for babies born in a pretty specific window. But, and this is super important, families can actually open one of these accounts for any kid under 18 and just keep contributing. So that initial $1,000, that's really just the very beginning. And we're not talking about, pocket change here. Families can put in up to $5,000 every single year. Just imagine that compounding for 18 years. That's some serious money. But, as big as that sounds, it's not even the smartest part of this whole plan. The real magic? That happens a little later on. See, the real power here isn't about that free money you get at the start. It's all about this clever little switch that gets flipped the second a child turns 18. And that's the moment this thing goes from a simple savings account to an absolute wealth-building machine. So let's dive into that hidden twist at 18. This is the absolute core of the whole strategy. And it all boils down to a really smart, really clever use of existing IRS rules that turns this simple account into something incredibly valuable. Believe it or not, this wealth path is actually a super simple three-step journey. Okay, step 1. For 18 years, the money just grows and grows in the Trump account. Step 2. On their 18th birthday, boom, it automatically converts into a traditional IRA. And then step 3, this is the game changer. You can immediately turn that into a Roth IRA. And trust me, that single move, it changes everything. Okay, so you're probably wondering, why all the steps? What's the big deal with a Roth IRA anyway? Well, it all comes down to one hugely powerful advantage: taxes. Let me put it this way. With a traditional IRA, it's taxed later. You get a tax break now, but you have to pay income tax on everything when you pull it out in retirement. A Roth IRA is the opposite. It's taxed now. You pay the tax up front, which means every single dollar you take out in retirement is completely 100% tax-free. It doesn't matter if it grows into $1 million, it's all yours, tax-free. And this is where the timing becomes so critical. It's honestly the most brilliant part of this whole thing. That pay taxes now rule for the Roth IRA, it creates this perfect golden window of opportunity, specifically at age 18. So why is 18 the magic number? It's actually pretty simple. Think about a typical 18-year-old. They probably have a part-time job, right? Their income is super low. In fact, it's often so low that they're in the 0% federal tax bracket, which means when they make that big conversion, the tax they owe could be little to nothing. See, when you do a Roth conversion, all the money you move over technically counts as income for that year. But here's the trick. If your total income for the year, that's your part-time job plus the conversion amount, is still below the threshold to pay federal income tax, well then your tax bill on the conversion can be zero, a big fat zero. Let that sink in for a second. The whole tax now thing for a Roth IRA can effectively mean taxed at 0%. You get to check the box, pay the tax, but the tax bill is nothing. And with that one move, you've locked in decades of tax-free growth and tax-free withdrawals for life. It is a huge financial advantage. Okay, let's wrap this up with the key takeaways, because there's actually one last piece to this puzzle that makes this strategy so uniquely powerful for kids. All right, so normally to put money into an IRA, any IRA, you have to have something called earned income. That's basically money from a real job, where you get a W-2. So all that cash a kid might make from babysitting or mowing lawns, usually that doesn't count. They can't open an IRA with it. And this is the final brilliant piece of the puzzle. Trump accounts completely get around that rule. They just bypass that barrier. It means anyone, parents, grandparents, whoever, can contribute to a child's account whether that kid has a formal job or not. This is a game changer. It opens up IRS-style savings to literally millions of kids who would never have qualified otherwise.
So, let's put all the pieces together. What do we actually have here? First, you've got a super rare way for kids to get into an IRA-type account without needing a formal job. Second, you have this genius strategy to convert it to a Roth and lock in tax-free growth for life by doing it in a low-income year. And third, you get all the incredible flexibility of a Roth IRA itself, where contributions can be taken out anytime, tax-free, and even the earnings can be used for big things like a first home or college without penalties.
So think about it. What starts as a simple $1,000 gift from the government, when you combine it with a smart strategy at exactly the right time, it becomes something else entirely. It's not just a savings account anymore. It's a launch pad for building real generational wealth. So you really have to ask yourself, could this be the ultimate financial head start?